Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome to this week's card. Today I'm using a watercolor technique I haven't used in a while with some distress inks. I've got picked raspberry, ripe persimmon, and worn lipstick. And I'm using the Heart Parade die by Simon Says Stamp, and also a greeting set called Stripe Greetings. It's got some really cool sayings in it. I love the "You are enough," "Hang in there," "You are amazing." I love this one. It's great. Anyway, so I'm going to start off by taking my inks and I'm just going to put them on directly onto my craft sheet. It's just a Ranger craft sheet. And then I'm going to spray it with some water, but not too much water. And then I've got some Strathmore watercolor paper and I'm going to lay it down there. I'm going to move it more up and down than side to side. And you can see how this looks when you pick it up. And it's kind of a process. So I was going for a very soft look. So the first thing I want to do is get all the coverage. So I want to make sure that I cover all the white areas of my cardstock, and then I'll figure out what to do after that. So this is actually really pretty, but I decided I wanted something a little more subtle. So you can fix it. I just took a baby wipe and I wiped up all the dark areas. I added some more water to my craft sheet and I put it right back down there. Now when I pick it up, you'll notice that it's a much softer, more blended look. And so I kind of went back and forth. I took a baby wipe and I wiped up some of the edges and I spotted a few little dark areas. And then to lighten it up a little bit more, I actually sprayed water onto my cardstock. And then I had a little bit of white area at the top, so I dipped it one more time and then wiped it up a little bit more. So just kind of play with it a little bit. And now I'm going to let that dry. Now I've got a Copic marker RV14 and some pearls. I buy all my pearls, just plain pearls, plain rhinestones, and I color them with Copic markers. And I'm going to color that and let it dry off to the side. And I'm cutting out my Heart Parade with some black cardstock. And you can just take a paper piercer and poke it from the back and it'll come right out. So I'm just pulling it right out there. And then I'm going to use that same die and I'm going to center it in the middle of my watercolor piece and run it through the Sizzix. I'm going to poke out some of those hearts, which I'm going to use later. Alright, I've got a folded piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch cardstock, and I'm marking 1/4 of an inch up because that's what I've designed my mat to be. I'm putting tape runner on the edges, and then I'm using glue on those points because I don't want them to pop up on the card. And I'm just going to lay it right across those two marks that I made. And then next I'm going to put my black hearts in the middle, and I'm just using a 2-way glue pen. I'm going to put it on all these hearts, and then I'm just going to arrange it in there. It should fit perfectly. I'm just going to press it down and make sure that there's no white space between the black and the watercolor panel. Alright, now I'm going to take my top piece, again tape runner on the edge, and then glue on the points. And then I'm going to take a tape runner. I'm going to mark or put some tape right there, adhesive, on the top part of the large heart. And then I've got a piece of black embroidery thread that I'm going to put through this top part of the heart. And then I'm going to adhere it to the tape runner little thing mark I made at the top of that heart. So it's stuck right there. I'm going to press it down to secure it. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to pull my string so that it's really tight right next to each other, and then I'm going to work my way around and make sure that my black hearts line up directly into the watercolor piece and press it down. Now after I put this down, I realized I should have put some tape on the top because I wanted to wrap this string around. So I just pulled it out a little bit and put some tape runner right there on the edge. And then I just wrapped my string around. Okay, and now I'm going to snip off the edge. You could leave the hearts the way they are, but I wanted to snip off the ends, and one of my children stole my really good scissors, and so I'm using some bad scissors right now. The first time I did this card, it snipped right off because I had nice scissors, but I had a little bit of trouble with these, but it should come right off if you kind of poke it from the top. And so I just did that on both sides here. And I'm going to make a bow because the sentiment's going to be hanging there, so it's kind of hanging the heart. I've got a glue dot that I kind of rolled in between my fingers. And I mushed it right on there. And I'm going to take my pearl, which is dry by now, and just press it right there in the middle. And then I'm going to put my sentiment, hang in there. And I liked how this sort of went right in between the grooves of the heart. So now I've got watercolor paper which has some texture to it, and so sometimes you don't get a clear, crisp image. So I use my Stamp-A-Majig after I've put my block down so I can stamp it again in exactly the same location. And I'm just going to take these hearts and I'm going to put them on the inside corner. I'm using some Tombow Mono Multi Glue. And then there's this new stamp set by Simon Says Stamp, and it's got all of this created by, made for you, all sorts of really cool sentiments and lines and hearts and all that. So I decided to take one of the lines and put it there, and then I'm going to put a sentiment right on top of it that says, thought of you while what does it say? Making this amazing card. And then I just took a pink pen and I decided I was going to give it to my daughter, so I'm just going to write Mom on there. Yeah, there it is. Thought of you while making this amazing card. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Kind of a fun technique I haven't used in a while. And I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.